What's up, YouTube? Let's do arrow Sudoku today. I'm actually on vacation until July 6th. So in the meantime, I will not be able to post the New York Times hard Sudoku puzzle, which I do every day. But I have a backlog of videos that I'm uploading while I'm on vacation. And I thought I would do an arrow Sudoku puzzle just to introduce you guys to arrow Sudoku. Some of you may be familiar with it already or have done other variants as well. But this should be a fun one. This is just a medium level difficulty, so it won't be that hard. And so if it's your first time doing arrow Sudoku, I think you'll enjoy it. Before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. And if you'd like to try this puzzle yourself, there will be a link in the description. So with that being said, let's fill the grid. Okay, so this is a medium, but it's really kind of easy, I think, even if you've never done arrow Sudoku. So basically, you're just doing Sudoku, just like you normally would. 9x9 grid, place the digits 1 through 9 once each in every row, column, and 3x3 box without repeating. And then in addition, you have these circles, okay, throughout the grid. And the circles represent the sum of the digits that are in the cells with the arrows that are attached to those circles. So for example, whatever digit this ends up being, these two digits in these cells are going to add to that. And that's basically it. So let's start off with some easy stuff right here. So for example, right here where this cell is highlighted, they give us all three of the digits on the line, on the arrows. So 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. So this box here must be a 6. Okay, if this was just normal Sudoku, you would probably look at the 6 and 6 here, and you would know that 6 is in one of these three cells, but arrow Sudoku tells us that this has to be the 6. So what else do we have here? So this one here is a good one. 6 is a given digit within this circle. So that means these three cells are going to add to 6. And one thing that you want to keep in mind for arrow Sudoku, and really just Sudoku generally, if you're doing any variants, is that the minimum you can add to with 3 unique digits. So these have to be unique digits because they're within the same box. The lowest it could be is 1, 2, and 3, and that adds up to 6. So that has to be a 1, 2, 3 combination. And we know that the 3 is going to go up here because this 3 points to these two cells. So this is a 3. This is a 1, 2. I'm going to actually try to do this without using notation just to keep the grid a little bit uncluttered. And I don't think we'll really need it. But this is a 1, 2 pair. So 1 and 1. Well, before we do that, let's just see what else we have here that we could do. This one here, this 9, is a given sum. And there's an 8 on the arrow. So the only option here for this cell is a 1. That leaves a pair in the row, which is going to be a 3. So 3 sees this cell. So this must be a 3 just by regular Sudoku. And this must be a 5. So let's go over here now. Now that we have that 3, this 9 in the circle means that these 3 cells here have to add to 9. Well, we already have 3 and 2, so this must be a 4. Okay, and over here, I could have seen this before. 7 is in the circle, and 3 is on the arrow. There's only one other cell, so 3 plus 4 is 7. All right, so this is now a pair. Let's think about that. This is a 5, 6. We don't know which one yet. Although just by Sudoku, I see that this 6 points down here. So 6 is going to be in one of these two cells. That will point here and force this to be a 6. And this is a 5. Okay, so now these two cells have to add to 6. So we could do 1 and 5. That's still possible. We can't do 2 and 4. And we could never do 3 and 6 anyway, just because 3 is already in the box. But even if it wasn't, you can't have 2 3s in the same box. So this has to be a 1-5 pair. And there's a 5 right here telling us that this is the 5 and this is the 1. And then this is an 8 to finish out the box. And over here, we only have 1 digit left in the row, and that's a 1. And that does make sense. 1 plus 3 equals 4, so that's okay. I mean, it's okay by regular Sudoku, and I mean, it has to be a 1 by regular Sudoku, but I was just double checking the sum there. We need a 2, 6, and 9 down here. We don't know anything about that yet. Again, trying to do this without notes. Let's think about this right here, this circle. We already have 3 and 4 on there. That's already 7. So the most we can add between these two cells is 2. The only way to do that is to do 1 and 1. So that's a 1, that's a 1. That makes this a 9. Okay, so I'm not going to mark it, but one thing to keep in mind in arrow Sudoku as well is 9 can never go on an arrow. Because if you had a 9 on an arrow, you have to add something to it. And no matter what it is, it's going to be too high for the sum. So you're never going to have a 9 on an arrow. You're also never going to have a 1 inside a circle. Because again, like 1 is the sum, right? So nothing, you don't have less than 1 in Sudoku. So you're never going to see a 1. You're also never going to see a 2. Because 2, you can only get to 2 by adding 1 and 1. And if those cells are in the same row, column, or box, you just can't repeat the 1. Now you will see numbers repeated on a 3 arrow length that leaves the box, like say for the example, this 9 right here. Let's forget this 1 for a second. You could have a 1 here and a 1 here on the same arrow because they're not in the same row or column. So you could have that. Let's see, how about this 6? We can't do 1 and 5 because we have a 1 here. We can't, or we could do 2 and 4. So 2 and 4 is the option because we can't do 3 and 3. And there's a 4 that points at this cell. So this is 4, this is 2. And the last number in this row now is a 7. And the 7, along with this 7, points up here. So 7, yeah, could still be in one of these two cells. Let's go back over here. We need a 5, or well, the last number in this column. Why don't we do the easy thing first? That's a 5. So we're left with 7 and 8. 7 and 8. So this is a good one too here. So we have an 8 here. There's going to be a 7-8 pair here pointing up. So 8 will be in one of these two cells. Now 8's not going to be in this cell though because of arrow Sudoku, because 8's already higher than 7. So you're just not going to have it there. It has to be here. And now there's only one number left in this column, which is a 5. That's going to make this a 2. Now there's only a 3 left in the box. You can place a 3 over here just by Sudoku. Up here, let's do this up here. 5, 8, and 9. in the top row. Well, 5 and 8 sees this cell, so that's a 9. So 5 and 8, we can just do Sudoku. We see the 5 and the 8 here. So yeah, let's do 8 there, 5 here. 5, 4 plus 1 is 5, so this has to be a 1. Even without looking at any of the other digits in the box, when you're doing arrow Sudoku, if you have this kind of situation, you can just place the 1. And then we can place a 1 over here by Sudoku. And now we have one number left for this sum. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 2 is going to equal 6. All right, where do we go now? We need a 2, 4, and 6. Nope. We need these two digits here. Well, actually, here's a given digit. 1 plus this cell equals 8, so 7 goes here. And we can come over here now, and 7 has to go in this cell. So the only two numbers you could add here would be 1 and 2. Even, again, not looking at any of the other numbers. Let's say we added a 3. 7 plus 3 is 10. That's too high. We can't add 1 because it's right in the box there. So this has to be 2, and so this has to be 9. And this is 4 to finish out that box. And this is a 6 here. We're left with, we need a 9 somewhere here. It's got to go right here. And this is a 2. One number left in this column is 6. So 6 and 3 is 9. We need 8 right there. 2 right there. So 3 plus 2, we need a 4 here. Let's see, 5 and 6 is what we need. 5 and 6. This is 5, this is 6. Two and 4, so this is 4, this is 2. That makes this a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Resolves the 7, 8 pair over here, and we're down to 8, I believe. And 9 is the last digit. All right, so that was just a real basic introduction to arrow Sudoku. Let me know in the comments if you've ever done arrow Sudoku or if you enjoy it. I may do another puzzle. I might do the next level up. This is from a site called Puzzle Madness, and they have daily puzzles of all the different Sudoku variants, including arrow Sudoku, and each day there's a different difficulty level you can choose from. You can do easy, medium, hard. I think they also have tough, which is the next level above hard, and one that they call mixed. So I'm not even sure what mixed is. I don't ever do that one, but that's where I got this puzzle, and this is from June 7th. And so yeah, let me know if you like this. If you do the puzzle, let me know how you did in the comments, and I will see you next time.